Good evening.
各位晚安。
Happy Chinese New Year.
哇，農曆新年快樂喎！
These are pictures that I took around where I live. I took him yesterday and today.
呢個就係我琴日同埋今日我喺我屋企附近我住嘅地方嗰度影嘅。
We're staying in Kowloon and we're surrounded by flowers and fruit and all of these preparations for Chinese New Year.
咁呢幾日咧我就住喺九龍地方啦，原來我周圍都有咁多個花位喎。
So how many of you are planning to go away for next week?
我想問下個星期放假有冇人諗住離開香港啊？
Two
有冇
people.
啊？得2個人離開香港㗎。
5 people.
5個。
10 people.
10個。
20 people. Yeah,
20個。
okay.
哈哈，
You're
會離開。
thinking about it.
哇，仲諗緊係咪咧？
Okay, very good.
非常好。
How many of you were at the archaeology meetings with Dr. Hazel and myself 2 weeks ago?
好，2個星期之前，邊個參加考古學嗰個研討會嘅？哇，
Thank you for coming back.
真係好啦，又翻嚟喎。
Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I don't think that that everybody knows.
可能我要介紹下我自己啦，未必個個認識我哋主講人喎。
I lived in the United States for 40 years, more than 40 years.
我住喺美國咧，差唔多40年啦。
But I was born and raised in Latin America, in South America.
但我係咧就喺呢個南美洲度成長嘅。
And I have been a teacher, a professor for close to 30 years.
咁我自己做一個大學教授，差唔多有成30年啦。
I have taught in America, I have taught in Africa, I have taught in Europe, I have taught in Asia.
我咧喺美國啦，喺歐洲啦，喺非洲啦、亞洲我都做過教授。
I have taught in 3 different colleges here, universities in Asia.
咁我喺呢個亞洲地方，我喺3間大學裏邊係任教過嘅。
And the topics we're going to deal with this week are very foundational for understanding who we are in the world.
其實我哋今晚嘅連續幾晚就係話我哋所研究嘅咧，同我哋基本人生係一個好重要嘅題目嚟㗎。
But they will be introductory in nature.
但係問題呢個只不過係一個導言啫。
That is why I have another set of meetings coming up in a few weeks.
既然係咁咧，話幾個星期之後咧，就會另外幾場嘅一啲嘅講座。
We will expand more, much more during those meetings than we can in the next 4 days.
咁以後咧，我話因為今次有4晚啦，係咪？咁喺將來嘅時候會更加深入同大家講下呢個人生嘅問題啦。
So the topic tonight is who is God and why does it matter?
咁我哋今晚嘅題目就話，究竟誰是上帝啊？對我嚟講有咩咁重要呢？
Many people have different ideas about who God is.
其實好多人對於神係咩嘢一回事咧，佢哋有唔同嘅睇法。
Even people who do not believe in God have an idea of who God is.
甚至嗰啲唔相信有神嘅，佢都有對神有一種嘅睇法嘅喎。
So who is God?
咁究竟誰是上帝
And
咧？
how can you know whether that is the true God or not?
咁究竟我點知嗰個真係真嘅上帝啊？
Well, here is a possibility.
哇！呢個有可能性，我哋睇睇係咪？
You've seen Shu and Lu and Fu,
哇！你有冇見到啊？嚇，福祿壽係咪啊？大家都好熟喎。
the 3 stars.
哇！3星係
They
嘛？
come from the Ming Dynasty.
呢個就明朝嗰度開始流傳過嚟嘅。
So we have him around for quite a few hundred years.
幾年百年嘅喎，呢啲神係咪？
And some people say they appeared, they became in human form since the Ming Dynasty. Therefore, now we know what they look like.
哇！咁因為明朝開始啦，不如將佢變成人咁嘅樣，咁我可以知道哦，原來佢咁樣樣嘅噃，福祿壽。
And some people honor them as 3 gods, special gods.
有啲人咧尊重佢，係將佢變成神咁樣，係咪啊？
Of course, we have the Buddha,
當然我哋亦都有佛啦。
who came originally from India.
咁開頭嘅時候咧就嚟自呢一個印度，係咪啊？
Many years ago, and he was one who thought very carefully about suffering and pain in the world.
就係嗰陣時候，佢喺度深思熟慮，究竟人類點解有呢咁嘅痛苦咧？
We will talk about that subject tomorrow night, by
咁
the
聽
way.
晚我哋就會講呢個題目，點解人類有咁多嘅困苦啊？
2 weeks ago, I was at the What is that? Yeah.
大嶼
The
山
Tiantan Buddha, which is the largest Buddha in the world. And I was visiting that 2 weeks ago.
咁大概2個星期之前咧，我哋去到全世界最大嘅佛像嗰度喎。
Of course, many people think that this is the closest to God that we can think of.
因為佢覺得哇，見到呢個佛咧，就覺得同佢嘅神咧係更加近距離啊！
Ancient Chinese believed that the closest thing to God was heaven.
而古時候啲人覺得最近嘅神咧就係話呢個天堂啊。上天
Confucius and Mencius all believed, and some of the great sages of China believed that heaven was the equivalent of God.
嗰陣時我哋嘅聖人咧，孔子咧、孟子，佢覺得咧上天就等於神啦。
And they personalized heaven. Heaven was more than just a place, a location where God may live. It was personalized.
對於佢哋嚟講咧，呢個上天唔係淨一笪地方有啲嘅神喺度住，而係將佢神聖化啲，咪變成人咁樣，變成一個神啊！
Confucius and Mencius, both of them said that they were inspired by heaven to write some of the wisdom literature that they wrote.
咁我哋見到啦，呢一位嘅孟子啊，我哋嘅孔子同孟子咧，佢哋寫嘅一啲聖言書咧，原來受到呢個神聖嘅啟發喎。
Let's hear a few things they wrote. The great heaven gave this middle kingdom with its people and territories to the former kings.
我哋睇到啦，呢個就係佢講啦。皇天寄付中國民，越缺疆土於先王，即係話我哋所有嘅人民百姓咧，都係呢一個天上嘅王咧，係俾我哋嘅。
So they believe that China was born because heaven made it possible.
點解我哋有中國咧？佢就話天神天上嘅神咧，係俾我哋容許我哋生存，有呢個中國。
Here's another statement. Said Tang, the ruler of Xia is an offender, and as I fear God, I dare not but punish him. Assist, I pray you, me, the one man, to carry out the punishment appointed by heaven.
咁另外一個咧就係講到點樣天上面同我哋嘅王朝有關呢？呢個就湯若下時有罪，下士有罪，於為上帝不敢不正。OK， 咁一而上賦予一人，教天之罰，係與其大來與，即係話因為呢一個皇帝係非常之唔好，所以咧我就要去教訓佢。咁請你大家嚟幫我手，以致咧我哋可以滅絕呢一個壞嘅皇帝。
So Confucius believed that heaven had the concept of right and wrong, and when someone needed to be punished, and when somebody did not need to be punished.
原來嘅話，呢個天庭咧呢個天上嘅神咧就會覺得邊個應該被罰，應該唔被罰咁嘅睇法啦。
But listen to this statement by Confucius in the Analects. The master said, "Alas, there is no one that knows me." He was complaining. And then later he says, "But there is heaven that knows me."
哇！呢個孔子咧就咁埋怨咯喎，佢係覺得喺《論語》度講，佢話：唉，真係都冇人識我，唉，但係好感恩咧，最後有一位上天佢識得我啊！
So for Confucius, heaven was not simply the blue sky with clouds.
所以對於孔子嚟講咧，呢一個天上唔係淨係一片藍雲喎。
It was an invisible, personal deity that had influence over him.
原來佢就覺得有一個佢睇唔到嘅，但同佢有個人關係嘅，喺度關心緊呢一位佢係孔子。
That is a remarkable thing when we think that we're going back several thousand years.
咁咪諗下，哇！呢個幾千年已經有咁嘅諗法咯。
The first name in Chinese that alludes to God is the name 上帝。
咁我哋第一個係睇到有呢位神嘅話咧，就係上帝呢個名字啦。
It was even before the time of the kings from which we have historical records today.
呢個咧就係我哋所有嘅記錄裏邊咧，係最早我哋中國人睇到上帝。
King Yu and King Shun, prehistorical kings in China, they called heaven, they called him a personal God 上帝。
我哋見到啦，原來我哋嘅先帝們咧，佢哋老早就話有一個佢哋熟悉個人化嘅叫做上帝啊。
In fact, King Shun is said to have sacrificed to this 上帝, the Lord of Heaven.
歷史裏邊咧，堯舜啊等等嚇，佢哋都老早咧點樣啊？係向呢一位上帝嚟獻祭嘅。
I understand that in Cantonese, that is 上帝。
Okay, 我哋鼓勵佢嚇，上帝係咪？廣東話係叫係咪啊？
Which to me is interesting because I am more of an expert on the Bible. In the Hebrew Bible, the first section of the Bible, the name for God is Shaddai.
對於佢嚟講咧，佢係好熟悉呢個舊嘅呢個舊約嘅聖經，尤其是前面嗰啲就話希伯來文嘅上帝係咁樣寫法嘅喎。
So there is some similarity in these names in reference to a universal God.
原來呢度講到就係話係提到呢個全世界呢一位神咧，就係呢個上帝，同我哋廣東話好相似，係咪啊？
Obviously, I'm not an expert on Chinese history
咁當然我唔係一個
or
中國，
literature.
我亦都唔係中國歷史學家或者係文學家。
But I've been reading a few books about China and Chinese history.
但問題咧，我就係研究下中國歷史啊同埋文化等等嘅書啦。
And of course, they are limited to English. I cannot read Chinese, but I've been reading Chinese experts as well as American experts on China.
咁我咧因為唔識睇中文啦，唯有睇嗰啲寫英文嘅關於中國歷史嘅專家，係用英文嚟表達出嚟嘅啫。
Now, the question is, what about Hong Kong?
咁香港係點啊？
That's where we are.
咁我哋而家喺香港啊嘛。
In 2017, there was an important poll of Hong Kong that showed that 56% of the people have no religion whatsoever.
哇！原來咧就調查香港有56%人咧，佢哋係冇任何嘅宗教喎。
They did not believe in any God.
佢哋唔相信有任何嘅神啊。
14% were Buddhists.
有14個咧就係佛教啊。
They practiced Buddhist rituals.
佢哋咧就係有呢一個佛教嘅儀式啊等等。
13% followed a Taoist philosophy.
有13%咧，佢哋相信呢個道教等等。
And 12% were Christians, Catholics and Protestants.
咁12%咧，其實12%咧就係基督徒啦，包括天主教徒等等。
But the truth is that the great majority of those, even those who have a religion, are basically secular.
但雖然佢哋係有呢一個嘅宗教嘅話，佢哋都係好世俗化嘅。
In other words, even though they may practice some Buddhist rituals, for example, that doesn't mean that they are religious.
可能佢哋話我都係一個佛教徒，我進行啲佛教儀式，但唔係代表佢哋係好誠心嘅。
Basically, we live in a society where we no longer believe in a universal God.
其實我哋而家生活喺呢個世界，已經唔相信宇宙係有位真神啦。
Sometimes because we never believed in such a person, and sometimes because we have stopped believing.
可能我哋有陣時就唔認識啦，但係話你認識之後咧，我哋停止再相信啦。
Some people in Hong Kong, then they believe in Ti Hao.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ti Hao, right? The patron goddess of Hong Kong.
咁我哋知道啦佢哋相信呢一位天后娘娘係咪咧？
The one that protects the fishermen and those who live off the sea.
佢哋專係保護啲漁民係咪啊？
And I guess some time ago there was this floating Ti Hao temple in Causeway Bay.
係咪曾經有一段時間我哋喺天后喺呢個銅鑼灣有個天后娘娘嘅浮
There
萍？
are many gods in Hong Kong,
香
actually.
港真係好多神。
Even though most people say I don't believe in God, there are many, many gods.
雖然有好多人話，我都唔相信神，但其實有好多神喎。
I found it interesting. Let me just mention 5 of the most important gods in Hong Kong.
不如舉例啦，香港5種神啊，5位神係最重要嘅，係咪啊？
Wong Tai Sing.
識唔識啊？大家？They understand 。
You like him because he is the god of fortune, right?
我哋大家都中意啦，係咪？俾你好運啊嘛。
And many people in Hong Kong want fortune.
哇！我哋
They want good luck. They want to have a good life.
我哋香港人都好中意好命水，係咪咧？幸幸福福咁樣。
And then there's Wang Yu, who was a fearsome warrior.
呢個係關羽嚟嘅，係咪啊？曾經一個好勇猛嘅將軍。
And now he is the slayer of demons.
哇！而家佢點樣啊？專係控制嗰啲嘅撒旦啊、鬼魔嘅。
And Wan Ying, the goddess of mercy.
哇！見到觀音娘娘嗎？
One of the favorite ones here in
呢
Hong
個
Kong.
係香港人都好中意嘅觀音娘娘係咪啊？
And Choi Sang.
哇！大家都好中意啊！
You like him, huh? He's a happy god.
係咪啊？好開心啊！財神爺喎，係咪啊？
Because he is the god of wealth.
啊，代表財富係咪
And
咧？
everyone wants wealth.
個個都想有錢啊！
And of course, Ting Hao again,
天后娘娘又出現啦！
the patron goddess of Hong Kong.
呢個咧就係我哋香港幾位嘅神。
But the truth of the matter is that most people in Hong Kong follow this god called the god of money.
哇！我哋大部分人咧都係跟呢個神，金錢之神係咪啊？
This is a tangible god. This is a god we can understand.
哇！呢一個好實際，我明白佢啊嘛，係咪？
This is a god that can do things for us.
哇！呢個可以為我做啲嘢出嚟嘅噃。
So the more we have it, the more things we can do with it.
哇！如果我錢多啲，我咪做多啲嘢咯，係咪？
It makes a lot of sense then to have a famous movie called Crazy Rich Asians.
哇！有冇一套電影係好出名嘅係嘛？佢就話瘋狂的即係有錢到好得人驚嘅
Have you
亞洲
seen
人。
that movie?
有冇睇過呢套電影咧？
Has it shown here? Is it not
香港
shown
有
here?
冇做過呢套電影
Oh,
啊？
it's a big movie all over, well, the rest of the world,
哇！其實喺
basically.
世界好多地方呢個係好流行一套電影嚟嘅。
It's based on a book that was written in 2013 by Kevin Kwan.
佢咧就係2013年有一個嘅作家，佢寫一本書，跟住拍咗做電影。
And this movie came out in 2018.
呢套電影咧係2018年已經上演咯噃。
The first words in the novel, in the book, are written here,
嗱，呢一本書咧，佢嘅導言一開始就咁樣寫嘅。
which is a statement made by a 14th century Moroccan scholar regarding the Chinese.
原來呢個就14世紀一個作家，佢形容中國人，佢就寫出呢本書裏嘅導言第一
He
句話。
said, "Nowhere in the world are there to be found people richer than the Chinese."
各位，世界上冇個地方可以揾到比中國人更富裕嘅，
Isn't that interesting?
係咪好有趣啊？
So, people already knew that the Chinese had money
唉，啲人老早
and
知
were
道，
interested in fortune.
佢老早知道我哋中國人咧係有錢嘅，同埋對有錢財富係好有興趣嘅。
Which God is God?
佢話究竟邊個係神啊？
Is it the God of the Buddhists
係咪佛
who consider that God is basically everywhere?
定係咪佛教徒認為嗰個神係無處不在嘅咧？
Is it the God of Confucius who believed there was a God out there, but he's also in here?
定係好似呢一個孔教佢覺得嗰個神喺上面，又喺我裏邊呢？
Is it the God of the Bible which portrays God as creator of the universe and savior of the world?
定係聖經裏邊講嘅神係創造主，係呢個嘅救世主咧？
Or is it the God of secularism that basically says, I don't believe there is a God, I just believe that there's money and we can do something with it?
定係好似一般世間啲人話：我乜都唔信噶啦，有錢就掂噶啦。
The truth of the matter is that every person has an inner sense that there's something more than what we can see or feel.
其實我哋每個人內心裏邊都係覺得有啲我哋睇唔到嘅，但係係好重要嘅。
That there is more to life than work and money and vacation.
佢話人生除咗賺錢、放假之外，仲有啲嘢係好重要嘅喎。
Many people who never believed in God, when they are in very difficult situations, they all of a sudden pray to God whom they never believed existed.
有好多人咧，佢哋話從來都唔信上帝，但到有困難嘅時候咧，佢會向上天祈禱喎。
Why do they do that?
點解咧？
If they don't believe there is a God,
如果冇信上帝嘅話，
why would you talk to a God who you do not believe is listening?
點解你會祈求一個你唔信嘅，你會覺得佢聽緊你禱告咧？
Well, that's because back in the back of your mind, you really believe there is a God. You just don't know who He is.
其實深喺你個海裏邊咧，就係話你根本相信有上帝，不過你唔認識佢啫。
You may be confused about that. You don't really know, and so you don't know what to do with it.
其實你係唔認識佢，你覺得好混亂，咁你都唔知點樣同佢交接啦。
Confucius and other sages, Chinese sages, understood there must be a transcendent God above all things who is perfect and good.
其實孔子同埋好多聖人都明白，一定係有超自然嘅上帝，超越所有完美同埋善良嘅。
But they had an incomplete view of God. It remained a mystical view.
但問題佢係唔能夠完全咁去明白，唔清楚啫。
It is like trying to look across the harbor on a foggy day.
即係話喺一個落霧嘅天裏邊，你遙遙咁望個海港，睇唔清楚。
You look at Hong Kong Island and you know that certain buildings are there, but you can hardly see them.
你話知道對面係有啲嘅建築物，不過你係睇唔清楚喎。
And you say, okay, there is something out there, but I'm not sure what it is.
係啊，係有啲嘢㗎啦，不過我唔知係咩嚟嘅啫。
That was a little of the experience by Confucius and Mencius and some of the great thinkers of Chinese history.
其實我哋喺中國歷史裏邊啲聖人，佢哋都有咁樣睇法。
It is still unclear.
唔清楚。
So, what is needed is a clear view of God.
所以我哋需要有一個更加清楚嘅去明白上帝係咪啊？
I said earlier that everybody has a sense, an intuition that there is a powerful God that is beyond everything we see or can touch or handle.
其實我哋每一個人都深深明白，有一個我哋睇唔到，可能唔能夠完全明白嘅一位神嘅存在。
One of the wisest man that ever lived was called Solomon, the king.
喺呢個世界上係最聰明嘅、活着嘅，呢個就係所羅門王。
And Solomon said, he, in reference to God, the God of the universe, he has put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from the beginning to the end.
咁個最聰明嘅皇帝點講？佢上帝做萬物各按其事，佢將永恆啊呢個重點永恆放喺心上邊。但問題上帝由始至終嘅作為，但我哋係唔能夠測透啫。
In other words, that's why every civilization, every culture has had some notion of God.
所以我哋所有嘅文化裏邊咧，佢對神係一種嘅睇法嘅。
Because the true God, the real God, the God of the universe has put that sense in the hearts of people.
原來呢個宇宙嘅真神咧，係將呢個咁樣嘅認知咧，係放喺我哋心裏邊啊。
It has put a question mark that can only be answered when they meet, when they find out who the true God is.
佢就係擺我哋心裏邊有一個問號，直至我哋去揾到個答案嘅時候，我哋先得到滿足啊。
Now, if we're talking about God, then it cannot be a God like human beings.
哇！既然我哋講個神嘅話，唔可以好似我哋咁嘅人咁普通，係咪咧？
Many of the gods that we're acquainted with, some of which I showed you, are not much more than human beings.
其實我頭先介紹過幾位嗰啲神咧，同我哋人都係差唔多啫，係咪？
They get upset just like human beings do.
佢哋嘅能力都好似我哋差唔多。
They get hungry like human beings
佢哋好
do.
似我哋會肚餓。
They make mistakes like human
佢哋又
beings
犯
do.
錯，好似我哋人咁噶嘛。
And they're not that much powerful, not beyond what human beings can do.
其實比我哋人都唔係更加有能力喎。
Well, then that means that those gods are not really gods.
咁即係話嗰啲係咪唔係真神咯？
They're simply a beefed up version of a human being.
佢只不過係人類嘅另一種好似比較優越啲嘅品種啫嘛。
If God is supposed to be God, that God must be much more, much greater, much bigger than anything human beings
所以
can
如
do
果
or be.
真係一個真神嘅話，佢一定係比人係更加大能，所行嘅一切係比我哋更高超。
In other words, it has to be a God of supreme power.
即係話一定係有超嘅能力，
Not
呢個先係神，
limited power.
唔係有限嘅能力啫。
The various gods that we have seen, they all have limited power.
我哋頭先介紹啊，講到嗰啲咧，佢哋嘅能力都係好有限啊。
Well, the God of the universe understood that people were confused about who he was.
咁我哋嘅宇宙嘅真神就知道我哋唔係好清楚、好混亂，究竟佢係邊個喎？
And one of the reasons is there was no record about him. There was no written record about
原
him.
因就係冇一啲嘅記錄係介紹佢啊嘛。
It was only through story that the story went from one generation to the next as to who that powerful God may be.
嗰陣時咧，只不過靠啲口傳等啊，一個故事一個故事咁延續落去啫。
So about 4,000 years ago, God decided to reveal himself to a human being to begin a different process.
所以因為咁咧，喺大概4000年嘅時候咧，上帝就要點樣啊？話要將佢嘅歷史，將佢介紹俾人，係藉着寫作。
To demonstrate to human beings that God did exist and he was real, and that would lead to a written record of who God was.
藉着呢個文字咧，話俾我哋聽，原來呢一位嘅真神係存在，佢係一位點樣嘅神。
So he began with a man called Abraham.
咁點開始咧？就呢個叫做亞伯拉罕嘅人開始咯
And Abraham lived in what is now called Iraq.
喎。咁佢今日咧住喺嘅地方，等於今日嘅伊拉克。
He lived in a big city,
佢住喺一個好大嘅城市喎。
and all his family was from that big city.
佢嘅家人咧都係嚟自呢個好大嘅城市。
We introduced that city to you in the archaeological series that we did 2 weeks ago.
我哋2個星期之前啊，曾經介紹過呢個佢嘅家鄉。
And this is what God said to Abraham.
咁上帝就同呢一個亞伯拉罕話喎。
Now the Lord has said to Abraham, get out of your country, from your family and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. And in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed.
呢個耶和華就對亞伯蘭咁樣話：你就要離開你嘅本地本族，父家去我叫你去嘅地方。我必使你成為大國，我必賜福俾你。你嘅名為大，我要使別人得福，因你得福，為你祝福嘅，我就會祝福佢；咒詛你嘅咧，我亦都會咒詛佢。地上嘅萬族邊因你係得福喎。
So what is God saying to Abraham?
咁究竟上帝同亞伯蘭講乜
He's
嘢？
saying, I am going to reveal myself to other civilizations, other people through you.
佢話：我要藉着你啊，要將我去介紹俾其他嘅萬民知。
Abraham was to become a prism through which God's light was going to go through and illuminate the rest of the earth.
原來佢就好似個光咁樣，去讓到其他啲人認識、去了解、經歷呢位嘅上帝。
He said all other peoples would be blessed by God associating with Abraham.
原來嗰啲人接觸到呢個亞伯拉罕嘅時候咧，就會得到上帝嘅祝福喎。
But evidently God knew something. He said, it cannot happen here where you live. You need to go somewhere else.
佢就話：我知道你喺呢度完成到呢個使命，你應該要離開去第二笪地方。
So Abraham took his family, large family that was over 300 people, and traveled 600 kilometers all the way to where Israel is today.
原來佢帶咗佢家眷300人咯，行咗600公里，就一直去到今日嘅以色列嘅地方啊！
Now, 400 years after that, no, a few hundred years after that, the Israelites moved to Egypt.
幾百年之後咧，就係後代咧就搬咗去埃及。
And they became slaves of the Egyptians.
咁埃及做咗奴隸喎。
The Egyptians at that time were the most powerful nation on earth.
咁當時埃及係世界嘅強國。
So they made the Egyptians, they made the Israelites, the descendants of Abraham, their slaves.
佢就將亞伯拉罕嘅後代咧，就將佢點樣啊處理佢哋，就好似奴隸咁對佢哋啦。
Now God had an opportunity to do something to show that he was different from the other gods.
呢個時候上帝有機會彰顯話俾人聽，佢係同其他佢哋認為嘅神係唔同嘅。
And he promised the people of Israel that he would deliver them from the strongest nation in the world.
而佢應承就話呢一班嘅人咧，就神會拯救佢哋脱離呢一個全世界最強嘅國家。
How could that happen?
咁點辦？點做啊？
The Egyptians had a powerful army.
哇！原來佢哋有強大嘅軍隊啊嘛，埃
They were
及
a
人
very rich nation.
佢哋係一個好富裕嘅國家。
The Israelites had nothing. They were slaves.
哇！以色列人奴隸啫嘛，
They had no soldiers.
冇兵啊，又冇乜
They
都
had
冇
no weapons.
佢哋冇武器啊！
How could they be delivered?
哇！點樣可以救佢哋出嚟唔做奴隸啊？
Well, then God showed himself. He brought someone to be the person through whom he was going to work, called Moses.
好啦，跟住咧就上帝揾咗個佢嘅助手，佢工人呢個叫做摩西啦。
And he revealed himself to Moses and asked him to lead the people out of Egypt.
佢就話俾佢聽點樣帶呢一班做緊奴隸嘅以色列人咧離開埃及。
Now, you would think that Moses was a man, maybe 35 or 40, strong, young, and very capable in terms of politics and military might.
哇！可能大家諗住咧呢一位摩西先生梗係都係30零歲啫，好大隻嚇，跟住咧好多啲政治經歷啊、經驗等等，係咪啊？
But that's not true.
唔係
Abraham was 80 years old.
Moses，
Thank you. Moses was 80 years old.
大家好留心聽啊嚇。OK， 係摩西80歲啦嗰陣。
See, I'm getting close to 80 now.
佢就快80歲啦，講笑啫。
He was not a young man.
佢唔係後生啦。
In the last 40 years, he had spent that taking care of sheep.
原來佢嬲尾最近嗰40年係看羊仔嚟
He was
嘅。
the most inadequate person to lead a revolution.
哇！你個大革命邊度夠資格啊？係咪？
But that was the point God wanted to make.
但係呢個就上帝讓我哋留意嘅係咩意思咧？
It was not going to be the skill of Moses, the experience of Moses, or the ability of Moses that would do this
原
work.
來就唔係靠住佢嘅能力、佢嘅才幹、佢嘅經驗可以成就呢件事喎。
It was going to be the power of the true universal God.
原來就藉著呢個全宇宙嘅君王呢位上帝而成就嘅。
So when you read the story, you find that God, the universal God, the God of heaven, the Shangdi, fought against the Egyptian gods.
好啦，呢個故事好精彩咯喎！見到呢個宇宙嘅上帝嚇，就點同佢哋嘅眾神嚟一個比較啦。
And he sent 10 judgments, 10 plagues to the Egyptians.
於是埃及咧就收到呢一個10大災難嘅事情啦。
Each of them to defeat one of those Egyptian gods.
原來每一個災難咧都係打敗埃及人當時嘅嗰個拜嘅神。
For example, the Egyptians
例子。
had Hapi as the god of the river Nile.
原來佢哋咧就係拜呢一個尼羅河有個神嘅埃及人，
And they honored Hapi as one of their key gods.
佢就係覺得係佢將呢個神咧變成最重要嘅神尼羅河神。
So what did God do?
上帝點做啊？點幫佢哋啊？
He turned the water of the Nile into blood.
佢將呢個尼羅河變成鮮血啊！
And Hapi couldn't do anything about it.
呢個尼羅河神束手無策。
Now that surprised the Egyptians and said, "Oh, what's happening here?
哇！嗰啲埃及人話點解我個神唔靚
How
嘅？
could this be possible?"
有乜可能點解唔靚㗎？我個神
Obviously, something more powerful than our God Hapi is intervening here.
睇嚟應該有一個比我哋呢個尼羅河神更有能力嘅上帝喎。
Another god was the goddess Hept, a frog goddess
另
of
外一
Egypt.
個女神咧就係青蛙女神喎，佢哋拜嘅埃及人。
So, what did God do? He sent millions of frogs who covered the whole land of Egypt.
哇！跟住上帝咧點樣啊？令到呢個成個埃及都係青蛙。
Imagine if all of a sudden there were 5,000 frogs in this room,
突然間我哋呢間房裏邊咧有5000個青蛙出現，點辦啊？
crawling all over your laps and your shoulders and your seats.
周圍跑啊，又你膊頭啊，又坐呢張凳啊，點辦啊？
and
唔知。
croaking, and it would be thunderous, we could only hear them.
哇，跟住咧又整啲聲音出嚟啦，乜都聽唔到，淨係聽到青蛙叫啫。
That would be pretty disruptive,
哇，真
wouldn't
係
it?
搞搞震啊，好鬧教係咪？
That's how it was for Egypt. They couldn't do their work. They had to stop everything.
哇，原來埃及當時就係乜都做唔到啦，因為就受到青蛙嘅騷擾。
But the goddess Hept couldn't do anything about it.
但係呢一個青蛙女神束手無策，都係。
A third god of Egypt was the god Seb, the lice god
好啦，
of the
跟住
earth.
咧佢哋又拜另外叫做塞那神。
And so what happened is, suddenly the dust became lice.
嗰陣時咧就係點樣啊？啲灰塵咧就變咗做跳蚤。
And nobody could do anything about that.
哎呀，佢哋又冇辦法喎，除晒呢啲虱
Another
啊。
god was the god Yatich, the fly god of Egypt.
係啦，跟住嚟呢個烏蠅神咯
So God sent flies that covered all of Egypt and became a nuisance to the
喎。
Egyptians.
啊，跟住上帝咧容許呢個地方啊點樣有好多烏蠅啊！哎，真係污糟邋遢咯。
One of the famous goddess was the Hathor, the cattle goddess. Actually, it was a cow.
另外一個好出名嘅神咧就係牛神，佢哋拜嘅。
So now all of the cattle, all of the livestock in Egypt, all of a sudden died all in one day.
哇！一日之內咧，埃及所有嘅牲畜咧全部死晒。
So evidently there was a powerful force that was beating every one of those gods.
所以就話有一個嘅佢哋唔認識嘅更加有能力嘅真神咧，係將佢所有佢哋拜神係打敗咗。
The Egyptians understood power. That's the only way they understood reality,
原來
through power.
原來埃及人咧，佢哋唯一可以認識嘅話咧，就係能力，佢有能力就係
So
好
the
嘢
God
啦
of heaven was speaking their language.
上帝咧就用佢哋嘅認識嘅方法、能力嚟向佢哋彰顯。
And they began to pay attention.
佢哋開始留意啦，哇！
Another god was Serapis, the god of healing.
另外一個咧就係醫治之神，佢哋拜嘅。
In the sixth plague was sores that covered everyone's body.
第六個災難咧就係話佢哋成身都生晒瘡啊！
Now there were 2 million Israelites living in Egypt at that time.
嗱，當時有200萬嘅以色列人住喺埃及地，
But not one of them had sores.
但一個都冇有瘡喎，
Everybody else did.
全部其他都生晒瘡。
How could that be?
奇怪啦，點解佢唔生我哋生呢？
Wow, that is some display of power.
哇！呢個一定能力啦，好犀利啦。
And then you have Nut, the Egyptian sky goddess, and Shu, the god of the air.
啊，原來佢哋有天空女神同埋空氣之神喎。
But they couldn't control the air because God sent hail and fire from the sky.
但係冇辦法控制咯，跟住有冰雹同埋火喺天上面降落嚟添。
And then you have Serapia, another goddess who protected locusts.
另外一個咧就係保護蝗蟲嘅神，佢哋有拜噶。
And God sent millions of locusts who finished all the vegetation left in Egypt.
而上帝咧就點樣讓好多個蝗蟲將佢哋所有可以食得嘅都食晒啊！
And then you have the famous gods Ra and Thoth, the sun and moon gods,
跟住有好出名嘅太陽同埋月亮神啦。
the light of the day and the light of the night.
呢個咧就係管日頭同埋管夜晚黑嘅神。
So what did God do?
上帝點呢？
He sent darkness for 3 days. The sun did not show up. The moon did not show up. Everything was absolute darkness.
哇！上帝讓點啊？3日裏邊又冇太陽又冇月亮，全部黑暗一片。
And finally,
最後，
the Pharaoh himself was considered divine.
哇！你知唔知法老王咧？佢當時覺得佢係神嚟嘅，
He was called the son of Egypt.
佢係叫做呢一個嘅埃及神嘅仔啊。
And his firstborn would be also divine.
所以佢生嘅長子咧，亦都係神聖嘅喎。
But God sent a plague that destroyed all the firstborn of Egypt.
但嚟到呢個災難嘅時候，所有嘅長子係全部埃及嘅長子係死亡。
Now, this did not need to happen
咁其實呢啲事情咧係唔需要發生嘅10大災難，
because God had appealed to Pharaoh at the beginning, let my people go and everything will be fine.
因為上到開頭嗰陣時候請求佢哋讓我啲子民離開。
But the kings of Egypt resisted that, and they felt that they were certain that their gods could battle against this God of Moses.
但係呢一個法老王咧就唔肯喎，佢亦都以為佢哋拜嘅神咧可以贏過呢個宇宙嘅神。
So they entrenched, they get more and more stubborn.
佢越嚟咧就越硬頸啊！
And finally, they let people go after 10 plagues.
終於咧經過呢個10大災難，佢先放嗰啲以色列人走啊！
2 million people walked out of Egypt
哇！200萬以色列人
with their
行出
children,
帶埋佢啲細路，
with their cattle,
帶埋佢啲牛羊，
all of them healthy.
佢哋全部都係健康嘅。
Just slaves walking right out of their master's home.
佢哋就喺佢哋嘅主人面前就行開離開咗呢個埃及地啦。
And they went into the desert.
佢哋就去到沙漠咯
And you would say, 2 million people with children and cattle going into the desert. You're going to die.
喎！哇！200萬帶埋牛羊細蚊仔喺沙漠等死啦！
Their God must be crazy.
哇！佢個神咧梗係有啲問題㗎啦！
He saved them out of Egypt to kill them in the wilderness.
哇！埃及救佢出嚟，跟住喺呢個沙漠殺死佢哋。
They cannot plant anything to grow.
哇！嗰度點種嘢啊？沙漠
There
地
is no water.
冇水喎。
It is so hot you will die in a few days.
哇！咁熱幾日就死㗎啦！
But God was not done showing His power.
原來上帝仲未彰顯完佢啲能力喎。
He sent a cloud to cover all of them during the daytime.
哇！日頭嘅時候咧，上帝有嚿好大嘅雲係遮住佢哋啊！
And I don't know if you've ever been in desert areas, but at night, as soon as the sun sets, it gets very cold.
大家唔知有冇去嗰啲沙漠地咧？嗰啲地方咧，一日落之後咧係好凍嘅。
And so what God did is there was a fire in the air that kept the entire camp warm through the night.
原來夜晚嗰時咧，上帝有個火柱喎，係俾佢哋能夠取暖啊嘛。
He made water come out of the rock so people could drink.
哇！石頭裏邊咧可以有水有得飲啊！
And He sent food from heaven.
哇！天上會跌食物落嚟喎。
Wow.
哇！
What God can do that?
乜嘢神先可以咁做咧？
None of the ones we have mentioned.
哇！我哋頭先講過嗰啲大一紮神都做唔到咁嘅嘢出嚟喎。
They finally got to the Red Sea
好啦，
and they thought, we're stuck.
弊啦，紅海喎，點辦啊？
We cannot cross this Red Sea.
點行啊？紅海喎！
And they heard that the Egyptian army was after them.
哇！後邊後有追兵啊，埃及兵嚟緊。
What did God do?
上帝點做啊？
Did He say to Moses, I made a mistake. I should have led you to a different place.
係咪上帝話俾摩西聽？對唔住，搞錯咗，應該帶你去第二度地方嚟錯。
No. He said to Moses, what are you doing?
佢就問摩西：你而家做緊咩啊？
Why are you just standing there?
做咩企喺度啫？
March. Go through.
行過去
Go through?
嚇，行過海，
Go through the sea?
行過海，
Yeah, go through.
行咯，
I'll take care of it.
我會照顧你。
So Moses obeyed, and the sea opened up.
摩西服從，呢個大海都開咗。
Wow.
哇！
Who does that?
邊個行呢個神蹟？
Who can do that?
邊個可以咁做到啊？
And they crossed. 2 million people crossed on dry land
哇！200萬人喺乾地上面就咁行過啦，
in an area where the sea was.
就係喺呢個本嚟係海嘅地方行過呢個乾地。
And the Egyptian army saw that and they said, let's go after them.
哇！嗰啲後有追兵，埃及人咪令我哋追殺佢哋。
And when the Israelites came to the other side, then God said, I'm going to bring the waters back down again.
哇！當你以色列人過晒嘅時候，上帝話我要將啲水恢復翻嚟。
Not only God delivered the Israelites out of Egypt, Then he killed all their enemies. He drowned them in the
你
sea.
睇下佢除咗救佢嘅百姓之外，佢讓啲敵人全部係浸死咗啦。
Now, that was not necessary either.
咁當然其實呢啲咁嘅災難唔需要發生嘅，
Because God had given the Egyptians every opportunity to cooperate with him.
上帝已經俾咗好多機會，足夠機會讓嗰啲埃及人同佢合作啊。
But they resisted that. They wanted to fight against God. They wanted to demonstrate that their gods were better than him.
但佢哋抗拒喎，佢哋話我哋埃及人拜嘅神叻過呢一位上帝。
In the book of Exodus, we read, "Remember this day," he told God to the people of Israel, "in which you went out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, for by a strong hand the Lord brought you out to this place."
就喺聖經裏邊有一個叫做《出埃及記》嘅一本書裏邊，就咁樣記錄咗啦。咁佢話你要紀念一下，你係為奴之地嗰日，你係點樣大能嘅手係將你從呢個地領出去嘅，
With a strong hand.
大能嘅手啊！
So if God is to be God, God needs to be necessarily stronger than anything we can think of.
所以呢個神係真嘅話，佢一定比所有嘅
More
都係大
powerful
能。
than anything we can think of.
係比我哋所諗到嘅更加有
Otherwise,
大
he's
能。
no God. He's just a little God.
如果唔係，佢都唔係真神嘅神仔，係咪啊？小神。
And so
May
God
真嘅。
led them through the desert. For 40 years, he fed them, he sustained them, he kept them from getting sick.
啊！你諗下啦，原來上帝帶領佢40年喺沙漠裏邊，令到佢日日都有嘢食，令到佢唔生病，照顧佢哋。
Then he made them go into a land that was hostile against them.
哇！跟住帶佢哋去到嘅地方咧，係敵視佢哋嘅。
The people that lived in this land, they also had gods like the Egyptians had
啊！原來
gods.
嗰度啲居民佢哋都有啲神，好似埃及啲神咁樣嘅喎。
They also believed that their gods were stronger than the God of Israel.
佢亦都相信佢哋拜嘅神係叻過以色列嘅真神喎。
They could not accept that the God of Israel was the only true God, and their gods were simply representations of demons.
啊！原來佢哋唔相信佢哋以色列嗰個係真神，而佢哋拜嗰啲咧，只不過係撒旦呢個影像。
So they fought these people who just came from the desert.
於是呢班咁人咧就同以色列人喺啱啱喺沙漠出嚟嘅咧係拼鬥啊！
They fought with these people who had no army.
佢哋同嗰啲冇軍器嘅以色列人係
They
拼
had no
鬥。
weapons.
啲以色列人係手
They had
無
just walked through the desert.
手無寸鐵，佢哋啱啱先喺沙漠行咗40年出
So
嚟
they
喎。
assumed this is easy. We're going to defeat him easily.
用乜嘢啊？你班咁嘅手無寸鐵嘅以色列奴
And the
隸。
first battle was in Jericho,
哇！第一個仗喺邊啊？耶利哥。
a big fortified city with massive walls.
哇！個耶利哥咧係一個守衛森嚴、一個好強壯嘅堅固嘅一個城堡啊，一個大
How,
城。
how were the Israelites supposed to defeat them?
點攻打呢個咁堅固嘅城啊？
They didn't have soldiers.
冇兵噶嘛，佢
They didn't
哋。
have weapons.
佢哋冇武器噶嘛。
And God told them, walk around the city.
上帝話你氹氹轉行啊，
So they walked around the city.
於是佢哋氹氹轉圍住個
And
城
God said
行。
the second day, walk around the city again.
第二日又再行嗰個城咯喎，氹氹轉咁行咯
And the third day, walk around the city
喎。
one
第
more
3日
time.
繼續行嘅，
For a whole week, walk around the city.
成個星期再係行啊。
And I imagine the people on top of those murals, walls, must have laughed and says, "What are these people doing?"
我想象嗰啲城牆啲人喺度笑，唔知佢哋搞乜鬼。
And these are the people who are supposed to have such a powerful God.
哇！佢哋嗰啲神好有能力嘅咩？氹氹轉咁行喺度氹氹瓜，
They don't seem to know what they're doing.
都好似唔知佢做緊乜嘢，氹氹瓜喺度咁行。
And on the seventh day, God said, "Walk 7 times."
第7日上帝話行7次，
And when you finish,
你完咗行咗之後，
shout
大聲咁嗌，
and shout that this is a city for God.
大聲咁呼喊話：呢個係上帝嘅城啊！
Shout as if that city were defeated already.
你要呼喊到咧，覺得呢座城咧已經係被點樣啊毀壞啦。
And they did.
佢哋真係咁做啊！
And the walls came tumbling down.
咁埲牆咧就冧晒啦，
No weapons,
冇武器喎，
no soldiers.
冇兵啊！
There was an all-powerful God who was on their side.
所以有位全能嘅上帝幫佢哋啊！
God gave that group of people the law of God.
所以上帝就俾咗佢嘅百姓咧，就係呢一個嘅上帝嘅法律。
God gave them heroes
上帝又俾佢哋有英雄喎，
like David who defeated the giant Goliath.
就好似呢個英雄點啊，大衛將呢一個巨人都殺
God
敗。
gave them prophets
上帝係俾佢哋有先知啊！
who told them exactly what God was thinking.
原來咧啲先知就話俾你聽，具體應該點樣做
And
㗎。
that's the difference between the Chinese sages and some of these prophets.
呢個就係我哋嘅中國人嘅聖言同呢啲先知唔同之
Confucius
處。
never had the opportunity of direct communication with God.
我哋可惜我哋嘅聖言孔子咧，佢冇機會係直接同真神係溝通，
But these prophets did.
但先知有機會喎。
That's why he told Abraham, I want to bless the entire world through you.
所以上帝就話：我要藉著你係賜福所有其他嘅。
They will know who the God of the universe is through you.
佢會認識你藉著佢會認識上帝藉著你嘅幫
But the
忙。
Israelites had a problem.
以色列後尾以後佢哋有問題出現
They
喎，
kept turning to demons.
佢哋以後咧就拜撒旦、拜魔鬼。
The Bible says they sacrificed their sons, even they sacrificed their sons and daughters to demons and shed innocent blood. They sacrificed to the idols of Canaan.
聖經就話佢哋甚至將自己啲細蚊仔係祭祀俾魔鬼，拜祭當時嘅呢個偶像。
Notice that in this text, demons and idols are the same thing. They're used synonymously.
你睇睇呢度咧就講到魔鬼同埋偶像咧係等同嘅。
So worshiping or honoring idols represents worshiping demons.
原來你話俾我聽，原來我哋拜偶像就等於拜鬼魔啊！
In the New Testament, we read, the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to demons and not to God. And I do not want you to have fellowship with demons, he says.
聖經裏邊就講咯，你哋所獻嘅祭咧係祭鬼，我唔係祭上帝，我唔願意你哋同鬼魔有來往。
Now, most people would probably not think that they're bowing down to demons.
所以好多人我哋唔知道，原來我哋拜偶像嘅時候代表咩意思喎？
But the demons don't care.
撒旦鬼魔佢唔計較你點做喎。
They stand behind those idols and accept the honor to themselves.
原來撒旦就喺呢度偶像後邊咧就好啊，拜我啦，尊榮我啱晒噶啦。
So, a lot of sincere people go through rituals which the demons then take to themselves.
所以你見到咧有啲好虔誠嘅人，但佢哋唔認識，佢哋拜緊偶像嘅時候咧，撒旦就話啱晒，你拜緊我啊！
But they don't know what they're doing because they do not have the revelation of God. They have not read what God has said about
佢哋
them.
點解咁做？因為佢哋冇睇到聖經，佢哋唔明白佢哋所做嘅嘢背後嘅意義係乜嘢。
Now, years later, God's people faced doubts again because they were threats from other nations apparently more powerful than they were.
以後咧，上帝嘅百姓咧又遇到呢個困難喎，因為佢見到其他啲人比佢強壯啊。
So, through the prophet Isaiah, God communicated something.
咁上帝咧藉著呢個先知以賽亞咧，就教佢哋一啲嘅方法啦。
This is what God said, Isaiah 42 verse 8.
上帝就咁講啊，以賽亞書第42章8
I
節。
am the Lord, Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory I will not leave to another, nor my praise to carved images.
我是耶和華，這是我的名，我必不將我嘅榮耀歸給別神，也不將我所得嘅頌讚呢係歸俾雕刻嘅偶像。
So God insists, I am like no other. I am the only one.
所以上帝提醒我係獨一嘅，我同其他神係唔一樣噶。
He says in chapter 45, verse 5, I am the Lord Yahweh, and there is no other, there is no God besides me.
喺以賽亞書又再提醒我哋喎，我是耶和華，再沒有別的神，除咗我之外，再沒有上帝啦。
In verse 12, it says, I have made the earth and created man on it. My hands, stretched out the heavens and all their host I have commanded, which is the first proof that he is God, the creation of the universe.
所以我哋其中第一個證明咧，就係話上帝佢咁樣講，公開咁講，佢我造大地，又創造人在地上，我親手鋪張呢個諸天，地上嘅萬象都係我所任命的。
In Isaiah, he gives only two proofs that he is God like no other.
喺以賽亞書裏邊咧，就俾咗兩個證明，佢話我係真神，唔似其他啲神。
And this is one proof. I created the whole universe.
你會見到其中一個證據就話我創造咗宇宙。
Wow, that's a big claim.
哇，係咪咁樣話自己創造係咪誇張啊？
If I were to say, I made this building, and I created this building.
如果我哋主講人話呢棟樓係我起嘅，
Some of you may laugh and say, really?
係咪真㗎？啲人就笑啦。
But it's still possible.
咁都可能嘅，佢起嘅可能。
But if I said, I made Hong Kong Island.
跟住佢話香港都係我做出嚟嘅。
Now you'd say, no, you didn't.
咁啲人就話，梗係唔係啦，
You couldn't do that.
冇可能啊！你做唔到。
And then if I said, well, actually, I made all of China.
跟住佢又話啦話，成個中國都係我做嘅。
And you would say, you know, China is pretty big.
於是話中國都幾大啫，係咪啊？
I don't think you did that.
我唔覺得係你做出嚟。
But God says, I made the entire earth.
但係上帝話我係做咗整個嘅地球啊，
I made all the people in it.
我係做咗地上面所有嘅人啊，
Not only that,
唔淨止咁喎，
I made all the galaxies.
我亦都係做其他嘅宇宙星際啊。
Did you read the word, I stretched the universe?
哇！記唔記得頭先講到我係咩點啊？親手係鋪張諸天。
Now, we only know that in the last few decades that the universe is expanding.
我哋就係過去嗰幾十年先知道，其實呢個宇宙係膨脹緊嘅喎。
We didn't know that before the Hubble began to do his investigations.
哇！我哋係唔知道，直到最近先知道咁嘅情況係宇宙係越嚟越大啊。
In 1928, he says, the universe is expanding, is getting bigger.
佢喺1926年裏邊咧就發現呢個宇宙係。
Now, all cosmologists, all physicists, all accept that. They say that is true. We've seen clear evidence of that.
哇！咁其他嘅星象學家咧，佢都話係喎，即係見到呢一個宇宙係慢慢咁樣係張大嘅。
800 years before Christ, 2,800 years ago, God says, when I made the universe, I stretched it out. It's going to be expanding for a good long
但
while.
聖經老早已經講明就話我係鋪張諸天，英文就係話係擴張擴大咁嘅意思啊。
When we speak of God, really we speak of the creator of heaven and earth.
所以當我哋講到真神嘅時候，佢係創造呢個天同埋地宇宙嘅。
And that's a much bigger God than anything we can possibly imagine.
所以呢個係我哋根本冇可能想像之中嘅最偉大嘅真神。
In Genesis 1, we read, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
喺創世記1章1節就話，起初上帝創造天地。
And every one of these luminous points are galaxies.
你睇下呢度每一粒好似好細嘅，都係一個星球。
And we go 15 billion light years far into the past.
我哋要穿過嘅話，要經過好多千億年嘅光年先可以去到嗰其中一粒星，一群嘅星。
And God even told us how he did it.
上帝講明俾我哋聽，佢點做添喎。
Psalm 33 says, By the word of the Lord the heavens were made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. For he spoke, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast.
上帝話：我點做㗎？個諸天藉耶和華的話而做，而係萬象藉著他口嘅氣而成。因為佢話有就有，命立就立。
God did not even need to build a factory to do the universe.
其實上帝唔需要起個工廠先至嚟做咗呢個宇宙出嚟
He
喎。
said, Let the Orion galaxy be. And there it was.
上帝一講，呢個銀河呢個宇宙就出嚟啦。
Let the Milky Way be. Boom, 200 million
上帝話
stars in it.
要有成千上萬嘅星球就出現啦。
Now, I don't know about you, but that is power.
大家我唔知你明唔明白？呢個就代表大能。
You know, in the last series, archaeology series, there was a question I never answered.
其實喺上一次呢個考古學裏邊有一個問題我仲未回答到，未曾有機會回答。
Somebody asked the question, since there is so much proof in archaeology that the Bible is true, are atheists now believing in God?
佢話：我哋有咁多嘅考古學啊等等嘅證明，係咪令到嗰啲無神論嘅嘢而家相信上帝啊？
And the truth is, no, they're not.
唔係喎，答案佢哋未信上帝喎。
And the reason is because they don't read the Bible, so they cannot compare what archaeological discoveries, how they apply to what the Bible has said in history.
原來因為呢班嘅科學家咧，佢哋冇機會，亦都唔去睇呢個聖經，冇辦法知道原來考古學裏邊係證實聖經好多真確嘅例子啊。
But there is a group of people who are becoming believers in God.
但亦都有一群人，佢哋開始相信神咯。
They're called scientists,
佢哋係科學家嚟㗎，
cosmologists,
佢哋係宇宙學家嚟，佢
microbiologists.
哋係呢一個化學啊呢個微生物學家嚟嘅。
Many of these, not many, but more and more of these scientists, the more they look at nature, the more they conclude there must be something much bigger than nature that put all of this together.
所以呢一班嘅科學家咧，佢就發覺有咁多嘅證明話俾佢哋聽，眼見到㗎，一定係有位創造主係做呢一切奇妙嘅事。
Some of these are famous scientists.
有啲係一個好出名嘅科學家嚟嘅，
They won Nobel prizes,
佢哋係攞諾貝爾獎嘅。
and they are very much criticized by the scientific community because now they believe in God.
因為佢哋而家做咗基督徒咧，好多時佢哋嘅同輩啊，佢啲其他科學家咧，係批評佢哋，俾佢哋有壓力啦。
But they answered this way. They said, I just go where the evidence leads me, and the evidence shows that this could not have just happened.
咁佢呢班信咗主嘅科學家就話：冇啊，我見到咁多嘅證據，我就係相信我使見到嘅研究出嚟嘅證據，我就信啦。
What second proof did God give that He was God?
好啦，第二個證明我哋點知宇宙嘅神係真神呢？
Isaiah 46 says, For I am God and there is no other. I am God and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure.
哇！第二個點樣證明係真神呢？就係話，因為我是上帝，並沒有別的，我是上帝，沒有能與我相比的。我從起初就指明末後的事，從古時就使明白將來嘅事，就話我所講嘅係必成就啊！
That's the second proof. One is, I made the universe.
第一個就話創造宇宙，
Nobody else can say that.
冇人可以，冇一個神可以咁樣講
Nobody
喎
else would even dare say that.
冇人冇任何嘅神夠膽咁
The
講啊！
second proof is, I can tell you what's going to happen before it happens.
我第二個證明就係話，我可以話俾你聽，未發生嘅事預早話俾你聽。
And nobody can do that, even if they tried.
雖然你嘗試都做唔到咁嘅。
Now, throughout history, many people have tried to predict the future.
其實喺歷史裏邊有好多人想預講、預知、預言未
There are
來。
fortune tellers, and you can find them here in Hong Kong, and they will say, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to get married, or you're going to get rich, or you're going to get poor.
哇！香港好多啲咁嘅星象學家幫你睇手掌係咪？就話啊，你會結婚啦，你幾時會發達啦，等等係咪啊？
But a lot of those predictions are easy to make
咁其實呢啲咁嘅睇相，呢啲咁嘅預言係好容易做嘅啫。
because they're general predictions. Anything can happen.
佢係一般性嘅，咁其實係唔係都會中㗎？
On the fourth presentation in this series, I'm going to show you very specific predictions God made.
咁喺嚟緊嘅第4晚，今晚第1晚啦，我就會話俾你聽，聖經裏邊講嘅嘢係點樣準確地係應驗咗。
Not only did he make him, he had him recorded.
啊，呢個唔係淨咁講到喎，喺聖經裏面記載住嘅。
Let's imagine that I say that, let's say that, I don't know. I didn't think about this. Let's imagine that I predict something very specific regarding the government, including a name, including a date, and specific acts that will take place 3 years from now.
好啦，咁我俾個例子，我而家咧就預先話俾你聽啊，3年之後咧就會有邊個人上台啊，包括佢名啊、日子啊、地方，我預先話俾你聽，3年之後。
If I write it down,
我寫埋落嚟喎。
then it will be very easy to see whether what I predicted is true or not.
哇！咁我寫埋落嚟，咁一定知道究竟靚唔靚啦，係咪啊？
It is risky for me to write it down.
哇！唔淨止講，我就要寫低喎，真係好危險啦！咁就
What if it doesn't happen?
哇！如果講嗰啲嘢都唔靚嘅，
If it doesn't happen, people are going to say, "Oh, you're a fool. You just didn't know what you were talking
啊！
about."
如果寫低又講咗，都唔應驗嘅話，你呢個人係亂噏嘅。
God not only predicts it, he writes it down with very, very specific details so that when it happens, you say, "Oh, it must be God."
哇！我哋嘅上帝好奇妙喎，佢講咗，仲要寫低，以後應驗咗嘅時候，你話：哎呀，呢個真係真嘅上帝。
But a God that is different cannot simply be a God of power. He must be a God of love.
哇！如果呢個上帝係與別不同嘅話，佢除咗係要有大能，佢亦都係一個愛嘅
And
神。
that's the problem with all of these other gods. None of these other gods really relate to you as a person.
哦，其他個頭先提到啲神咧，佢根本冇辦法係同你係冇做到同你有個人嘅關係密切啦。
They don't really know you. They don't really care about you.
佢係咪真係關心你咧？照顧你咧？
But God does. The true God does.
但真神會照顧關心你嘅。
Listen to 1 John chapter 4. This is a man who wrote in his 90s after being a disciple of Jesus when he was young.
啊，呢一個咧就係一個人寫喎，佢後生嗰陣時咧做耶穌嘅門徒，佢寫嘅時候佢已經90歲啦。
Beloved, he says, let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. In this, the love of God was manifested toward us, that God has sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him. In this is love, not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins.
呢個約翰一書裏面話：親愛的，我們要彼此相愛，因為愛是從上帝來的。凡有愛都是由上帝而生嘅，並且係認識上帝。沒有愛嘅咧，就不認識上帝，因為上帝就是愛。他差遣咗他嘅兒子嚟到呢個世上，令到我哋係因為佢得到生命。因此，上帝對我哋嘅愛咧就顯明咗啦。唔係我哋愛上帝，係上帝愛我哋啊！係差佢嘅兒子為我哋嘅罪作咗贖罪祭，這就是愛。
This God of love decided to make people whom he could love and they could love him back.
呢一位愛嘅神，佢就決定咗要做啲嘅人，以至佢可以愛，同埋佢哋都可以回應嘅愛。
He created a special race of people called the human race.
佢就做咗呢個叫做人類啊。
And when he made them, he warned them about an enemy.
好啦，佢做嘅時候，佢提醒佢哋咯，有個敵人你因住啦。
And he said, the enemy lies to you. I don't lie to you.
佢話你個敵人咧就會同你講大話，上帝話我唔會同你講大
And
話。
I have kept that enemy limited in an area in the garden.
咁我將呢個敵人咧就圍住嚇喺個地方，唔可以出嚟㗎佢。
I am going to give you a choice. You can listen to what he has to say, or you don't have to listen to what he has to
我俾
say.
你一揀咯喎，你可以選擇聽佢或者唔聽佢。
His ability to deceive is so powerful that you should not even listen to him.
哇！佢呢個敵人係好叻呃人嘅喎，所以
Because if-
千祈唔好聽佢
Because
啊！
if you listen to him, you will be deceived.
佢如果你聽佢，你會被欺騙㗎。
So God appealed to him and says, "Trust my words."
上帝就話：你信我講啦。
And they did for a while.
咁佢哋都係信咗一陣喎。
But one day, Eve decided to check it out.
啊！有一日呢個夏娃就要睇係咪真嘅先。
And she approached this tree where the enemy was supposed to be at.
啊！佢哋嚟到呢一個咧，就係仇敵喺嘅地方嗰棵樹嗰度。
He didn't see any monster there.
佢見唔到恐怖嘅
The
怪
tree
物
was
喎。
beautiful.
嗰棵樹都幾靚啊！
And all of a sudden, she was surprised that a snake was speaking to her
哇！突然間有條蛇，一條蛇識講嘢，同佢傾偈喎，
in perfect Chinese
係用中文講喎，
or Cantonese, maybe.
廣東話講喎。
Now, have you ever seen a serpent speak?
你有冇見過條蛇會講嘢㗎？唔該，
In any language,
講任何嘅語言咧、方言咧，
they don't speak.
係蛇點講嘢啫？
But this one was speaking.
哇！呢個蛇會講嘢喎，
So she thought, wow, that is a very smart serpent.
哇！呢條蛇好聰明喎。
Now, what did God say to them?
上帝同佢講咩啊？
The enemy has a great capacity to deceive.
佢話呢個敵人係好叻呃人
If you
㗎。
go there, you're going to be deceived.
你去到你會被騙㗎。
But she wasn't thinking about that. She was mesmerized by the serpent who spoke.
哇！佢冇聽神喎，但係佢見到呢條蛇講嘢嘅。
And the serpent contradicted what God had said.
而呢個條蛇就講同上帝相反嘅話。
And I imagine, God said, do not eat of the fruit of that tree.
嗱，上帝話你唔好佢話食呢棵嘅樹上嘅果子。
I don't know this for sure, but I imagine that serpent was probably eating of the fruit while he was talking with the woman.
嗱，我唔係好清楚，我想象啦嚇，呢條蛇咧就一路講嘅時候，一路食緊個果子。
Imagine a very juicy fruit. You're going to, spend Chinese New Year eating a lot of good fruit.
農曆新年大家食好多好嘅水果，哇！喺滴滴咁啊，真係好甜美嘅果子喎。
So here's the serpent chewing on that fruit, saying, "Oh, so God said not to eat of the fruit? Chomp chomp.
上帝話唔食得咩？咬幾啖先。
Because you're going to die if you eat of the fruit." Nom, nom, nom.
你食得會死啊！撳又咬幾啖喎。
Really? Nom, 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 nom.
真係喎，咬到咁嘅樣咯。
How about that?
係唔係真㗎？
Maybe he's lying to you.
可能佢同你講大話咧。
Look at me.
你睇下我，睇佢食到幾開心。
I'm eating of the fruit.
你睇我食緊，我又食緊喎。
Nothing's happening to
你
me.
睇我都冇死到係咪？
And I can speak Chinese.
哇！我仲識講中文添喎。
That's a greater miracle.
哇！呢個真係好犀利，好神奇啊！
So she was led by sensory perception.
於是咧，佢就俾啲感官上面嘅事情欺騙咗啦。
She stopped listening to what God had said and paid attention to what she felt and she saw.
原來佢就忘記咗神同佢講嘅嘢，佢就留意咗佢見到嘅、睇到一切嘅感官啦。
So the Bible says she took the fruit and began to eat.
聖經就話佢摘咗落嚟就食啦。
But unlike the serpent, something happened to her.
但係佢同個蛇講嘅唔係喎，真係有啲事發生咗啦。
She knew instantly that she had committed a terrible mistake.
原來馬上佢覺得自己係犯咗一個錯。
She was disconnected with this God who loved her and cared for her and was personable to her.
佢就發覺佢同呢一位關心佢、同佢有個人關係嘅呢位神咧係離開咗啦。
Now, God could have said, okay, there's only two of you, we can start over.
上帝可以咁講，橫掂得兩個，由後再嚟過啦。
I'm sorry you're going to die like I told you you would, but I will start a new race.
我都話俾你聽唔好食啦，食咗會死㗎啦嘛。橫掂多2個，好啦，你哋就咁死咗佢，我再嚟過，再做人啦。
That would be a very expedient way to take care of the
呢個真係
problem.
簡單啦，呢個解決方法係唔係咧？
Instead, he promised him something.
但係反而
He said, I am going to come one day.
佢話有一日我會嚟
I will
到，
come as a human being just like you are.
我嚟到會變成好似你哋咁樣係人啊！
And I will do what you have not been able to do.
我會做你冇辦法做到嘅。
You chose not to trust my words. I will choose to trust my Father's words.
你選擇咗唔聽我話，但係我會選擇聽我天父嘅
And
話。
in the process, I am going to step on the serpent's head.
喺呢咁嘅過程裏邊，我就將呢條蛇嘅頭就會踩落去啦。
And I am going to destroy evil for good.
咁我就會將呢個罪惡就會除滅。
And 4,000 years later, he did come.
4000年之後，上帝耶穌真係嚟到世上。
And he came as a baby.
佢嚟嘅時候係用嬰孩咁樣
The
出現。
God who spoke galaxies into existence came as a baby.
我哋諗下呢一個說有就有呢個宇宙嘅成立，
A
但有一個
vulnerable.
BB 係好容易受傷嘅。
My guess is that most of us were born in better conditions than Jesus Christ
我
was
估
born.
我哋在座每一位出世嘅環境一定比主耶穌基督仲加舒服啊！
He was born where they took care of animals.
佢喺嘅地方係點樣？係啲動物生活嘅地方嚟嘅噃。
The creator of the universe.
宇宙創造主嘅，
And he grew up like you and I grow up.
佢成長嘅時候就好似你都係平常人啦。
And he learned a trade like we learn
佢亦
trades.
都好似你咁學一個手藝喎。
And he obeyed his father like you and I are supposed
佢亦
to.
都係好似我哋咁樣要聽佢嘅父親話。
And he developed physically and mentally like you and I
佢亦
do.
都好似你同我靈智體方面都係成長。
And when he began his public ministry, he healed people.
當佢公開幫人嘅時候，佢醫治人，
He showed what God, the true God of heaven, was really like.
佢就會將個真神係點樣係表現晒出
Because
嚟。
everyone had a wrong, a mistaken notion about who God was.
因為當時嘅人咧，佢對於上帝係誤解咗嘅。
He had power over nature.
哇！原來佢有控制呢個大自然嘅能力，
Only the Creator has power over nature.
只有創造嘅先可以控制啊嘛。
He taught like no one else has
佢
ever
所
taught.
教導嘅係冇人前無
Even
古人，
his enemies said, no one has spoken
Wow.
like this man
甚
has
至佢敵
spoken.
人都話佢嘅教導冇人好似佢咁好啊！
Multitudes would be willing to listen to him all day long without eating so that they could feed from those words.
佢係成千上萬嘅人，一日唔食，佢哋都好希望聽佢講嘅説話。
Why?
點解？
Because this man was speaking about a God that they had never known.
原來佢講解嘅就係佢哋從來唔認識嘅上帝啊！
A God who was kind-hearted and wise and caring.
原來介紹嘅就係一位愛嘅、有智慧嘅照顧我哋嘅神。
A God who considered each person and each person mattered to him.
原來嗰位神係照顧每一個都係對佢嚟講
A God
咁
of the
重要。
universe who's willing to be a personal friend.
佢呢個宇宙嘅君王、宇宙嘅神係願意同你做一個朋友啊！
This God of love made love the cornerstone of his law.
而呢一位有愛嘅上帝就將愛係成為個律法嘅基石，
Codified love into law.
而將佢嘅愛編入咗佢嘅法規中。
In Mark 12 we read, You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment, and the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these.
呢個馬可福音佢話你要盡心盡性盡力去愛主呢啲上帝，呢個第一條誡命。第二就係話我哋要愛鄰舍好似自己咁樣，再沒有比呢兩條誡命係更大嘅。
So the 10 commandments, only 10 reveal the entire will of God.
哇！原來呢個10誡10條啫，就要將神嘅心意表達出
Do
嚟
not
啦。
worship other gods.
佢話你唔好拜其他
Do
神，
not make images or bow down to them. Do not take God's name in vain. Keep God's Sabbath holy, the seventh day. Honor your father and mother. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not lie. Do not covet your neighbor's goods.
呢個十誡就話，除咗我之外，唔可以有其他神。第二就唔可以為自己雕刻偶像，唔能夠敬拜嗰啲嘅像。第三就係唔好妄稱耶和華嘅名，你上帝嘅名喎。第四就係當紀念安息日，守為聖日，係第七日。而第五咧就話孝敬父母。第六咧就不可不可殺人。第七咧就話不可奸淫。第八咧就係不可偷盜。第九咧就不可作假見證。而第十咧就係不要貪戀你鄰舍一切所有嘅。
The first 4 of those commandments speak about loving God.
前面嗰4條就係講到愛上帝。
In the next 6 about how to love others.
而另外6條就話點樣愛其他人啊。
Very simple.
好簡單。
Very clear.
好清楚。
And it is, the bottom line is, love God with all your heart. Love your neighbor as yourself.
原來精要就係話你要愛上帝同埋愛其他人，好似你愛自己。
God made the pillar of his government loving relationships between one another.
原來上帝用愛係呢個咁嘅彼此關係作為佢治理嘅支柱。
He knew that would be the only way we would be consistently happy.
佢話只有呢個方法，我哋先可以持續繼續快樂啊。
We're going to talk about happiness and what sociology has found and what history has found on Friday night.
喺星期五晚嗰時，我哋就會講一啲嘅社會學家啦，等等其他，佢講到咩叫快樂。
The great Chinese sages also spoke about virtue, great virtue, and love and caring for other people.
其實我哋中國聖言都講好多愛人嘅故事，係嘛
？But they were limited in their understanding of how far that love could go.
但問題佢哋對於究竟我呢個愛到咩程度咧，佢哋係唔夠清楚，唔夠認識。
And how far love could go is shown by this short story.
咁其實呢個好短嘅故事可以睇出，原來愛嘅深度程度可以去到邊度咧？
Dirk Willems was a Christian who was arrested because he believed in the Bible.
咁呢一位嘅威廉弟兄咧，佢係因為係個基督徒啦，所以佢被捉。
It was during the winter time in Holland.
嗰陣時喺荷蘭係冬天喎。
And lakes and water places freeze at that time.
嗰陣時結冰啦嘛個河面。
He managed to escape from the prison he was in.
原來嗰陣時佢就離開咗呢一個嘅囚牢，就逃走喎。
He had been given so little food in prison that he lost a lot of weight.
因為佢喺監獄裏邊咧唔足夠食物，所以佢係瘦咗好多。
He was able to run on top of the frozen lake without the lake breaking, without the cover breaking.
因為佢又比較瘦啦嘛，係咪唔夠食物？咁佢可以喺水面行咧，就冇將個冰咧係踩爛啦。
But a guard saw him.
但係個守衛睇到佢逃走喎。
And the guard ate well.
你知個守衛食得好多嘢啦。
And he chased after Dirk Willems.
於是佢追佢喎。
And he went after him, and it broke. The ice broke, and he went down.
因為佢超重啦，跌咗落河水冰水裏邊。
And he started drowning.
佢就沉緊落去啦，冰水嚟噶。
Now that was Dirk Willems' perfect opportunity to make his final escape.
哇！呢個弟兄咪最好機會逃走。
His enemy is trapped in the water. He could go free.
哇！呢個敵人落咗水，快脆走佬係咪啊？
But Dirk Willems had understood the love of God for him.
但呢個弟兄佢記得神嘅愛啊。
And he had love for others because God's love for him was very real to him.
因為神嘅愛喺佢心裏邊係好真實，所以佢愛其他人。
So even though he knew this would maybe cost him his life, he turned around and saved his enemy.
雖然佢知道呢個會令到佢致命，但佢翻轉頭去救呢個人喎。
And that's exactly what happened. They arrested him again, they tortured him, and they burned him at the stake.
原來真係發生啊！於是將佢點樣啊？捉翻去，將佢喺個火柱裏邊係點樣啊？令到佢係受苦楚，跟住係燒死佢。
How many of us would have done that?
邊個會咁做啊？
You see, you need to experience love to a great, great extent to do that naturally.
我哋需要經歷一個好大嘅愛，先至可以自然咁樣去愛一個敵人啊！
And Dirk Willens had understood that great love of God.
呢個
for him.
威廉牧師佢係明白神嘅愛，
That's not a regular God. That is a supreme God.
呢個唔係一個普通嘅一位神，而係一個真神。
Jesus taught the same thing.
耶穌基督都係咁教導我哋。
In Matthew 5, we read, "You have heard that it was said, You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and he sends rain on the just and on the unjust. And if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? Therefore, you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect."
呢個馬太福音耶穌咁教導，你哋聽過有話，你哋要愛你嘅鄰舍，恨你嘅仇敵。但我話俾你哋聽，要愛你哋嘅仇敵，為嗰個逼迫你嘅禱告，這樣你就可以作天父的兒女了。因為上帝叫太陽照好人，亦都照壞人，降雨俾義人，亦都俾不義嘅人。如果你哋淨係愛嗰啲愛你嘅人，咁有什麼賞賜呢？咁即係話稅吏亦都唔係咁樣做咩？你哋若只請你哋弟兄嘅安，有什麼比別人更強呢？就是外邦人都係咁做啦。所以你哋咪要完全，如同你天父完全一樣。
Now, I want you to see the difference between, it's a very subtle difference between what Jesus taught and what Confucius taught.
嗱，我而家要你留意比較下，孔夫子點教我哋，耶穌基督點教我哋。
In the Analects, someone said, "What do you say concerning the principle that injury should be recompensed with kindness?" The master said, with what then would one recompense kindness? Recompense injury with justice, and recompense kindness with kindness.
嗱，呢一個咧就係孔夫子佢嘅話，有人問嘅話嚇，你對於呢一個嗰啲人做得唔啱嘅事，應該係點樣回報？係咪應該對翻佢哋好咧？對啲傷害人嘅人，我哋係咪應該仁慈去回報佢哋咧？孔夫子咁答咯喎 ，OK？ 佢如果對於嗰啲傷害你嘅人，用仁慈去對待嘅話，咁嗰啲對你仁慈嗰啲人，咁用咩對待佢啊 ？OK？ 同耶穌基督教導係唔同嘅。
What Confucius said makes a lot of sense.
佢話孔子講嘅嘢都好有意思，好有道理喎。
If something does something wrong, you need to treat it with justice. You need to respond with justice.
所以有啲人做得唔啱，我哋應該要公平咁去處罰處理佢啊嘛。
If somebody is doing a kind deed, then you can respond in kind.
佢話人對你好，你對翻佢好，應該啊，以善報善係咪？
And that's basically how our governments, our good governments, have functioned.
你諗下啦，一個好嘅政府咧就係咁樣做法㗎，係咪啊？
But Jesus said, even your enemy, treat them well.
但耶穌話敵人啊，你都要對佢好啊。
Now, the Taoist philosophy also taught something similar to that.
其實道學裏邊咧，道家裏邊咧都係教差唔多咁樣嘅睇法嘅。
But the difference is, you cannot actually carry it on unless you're moved by something more powerful than yourself to do it.
但係問題我哋係做唔到，除非我哋係有呢一個咁嘅能力喺我哋心裏邊，先至可以對人好嘅。
You cannot naturally love your enemy.
我哋冇可能係自然愛你嘅仇人啊嘛。
There must be something more powerful, a more powerful reality for you to be able to love your enemy.
所以一定有一個比你更大能力嘅喺你心裏邊，你先至可以違反你嘅本性去愛你嘅敵人啊。
And the problem is that if you follow Taoism, you're not connected to a personal God that you know as a friend.
所以如果你信道教嘅話，你冇辦法認識嗰個係可以做你個人朋友嘅上帝。
And that is the missing ingredient that allows you, that does not allow you to have the power to do what what the virtue, what the noble thing is.
呢個就係話，因為你同嗰個神冇個人嘅關係，令到你冇辦法去行善，有咁多嘅德行嘅。
It is impossible to love one's enemies without the love of God in your heart.
你心裏邊冇神嘅愛，你根本冇可能去愛你嘅敵人。
I'll close with a story.
結束嘅時候有個故事。
Perhaps you have watched this movie,
我相信
Hacksaw Ridge.
大家有冇睇過呢個血戰巨鋼鋸嶺啊？
How many have seen that?
睇過未啊？舉手嘛。
A number of you.
大家
This came out in 2016.
2016年嗰陣時上映。
And it's the story of an American soldier during World War II.
呢個就係第二次世界大戰裏邊有個兵
His name was Desmond Doss.
Desmond Doss 就係佢嘅名啊。
He was a simple man, a good man.
佢係一個好尋常嘅人，不過係個好人。
I knew him personally.
主講人係認識佢嘅喎。
But he had strong beliefs in the God of the Bible.
而佢係深信聖經裏邊嘅上帝啊。
And he believed, based on scripture, that you should not kill people,
而佢因為聖經嘅教導話，我唔要殺人，
even if they are your enemy.
就算佢係你敵人，我都唔殺佢。
So he chose to be a conscientious objector.
於是咧，佢又點樣啊？係要做一個嘅營醫係嘛？
He
去救人。
volunteered to go to war without a gun and without a rifle.
佢自願咁話：我要出戰場嘅時候，我唔帶任何嘅武器。
He would not kill anyone.
佢話我唔會殺人。
So he became a medic. He would be helping people who were wounded.
佢於是咧成為一個軍醫，就係幫嗰啲受傷嘅人啦。
He was decorated because of his service in Guam and his service in the Philippines.
佢因為喺唔同嘅地方，喺關島啊，喺菲律賓裏邊咧，佢嘅成果係好大，佢係得到呢一個嘅獎啊。
But close to the end of the war, he was serving in Okinawa, in Japan.
而最後一場戰爭就喺日本呢個地方打喎。
And the battle was very fierce.
哇，好嚴厲，呢個戰場係非常之激烈啦。
And there were a lot of American soldiers that were getting killed.
因為好多嘅美國兵咧係死亡。
And everybody was retreating, pulling away because the Japanese forces were stronger.
因為日本軍嘅勢力好大，所以佢哋已經開始退伍啦。
But the only one that was going in the wrong direction was Desmond Doss.
但有一個咧就走相反嘅方向，就係呢一位。
He was going where the bullets came from.
佢就直去嗰啲子彈發嚟嘅地方。
He was facing every danger possible in order to save somebody who was wounded.
佢就係冒着生命危險，就要救嗰啲受傷嘅人。
And not only did he bring one person and two persons,
佢唔淨止救一個，救兩個，
he kept going back
佢仲要翻返去戰場嘅
and
地方
back
又再翻去，
and back.
又再翻去啊！
And he kept praying the one prayer, one more, Lord, help me get one more.
佢嘅祈禱就話：上帝幫我救多一個，救多一個。
All that mattered to him
每一個對佢嚟講都係咁重
was
要，
that these men do not die.
就係話唔希望佢哋死去。
He even rescued several Japanese.
佢甚至救埋幾個日本兵添喎。
In the history books, it says that he saved 75 men that day.
原來嗰日歷史記載咗佢救咗75個人。
You know why
點解？
the records say 75?
點解講75啊？
Because some people said he saved 100,
有人話佢救咗100個人，
and some said he saved 50.
有啲人話佢救咗50，
So they split it in half.
於是加埋隨意。
It's still a lot of men.
但係你知道咁多，仲係好多係咪啊？
He was wounded in the process,
當然喺過程裏邊佢受傷，
but it didn't matter
但係佢冇計較喎。
because what mattered was to save those people who were wounded.
佢計劃嘅就係要救嗰啲受傷嘅人。
That happens when you personally know the true God.
呢樣嘢可以發生，就係因為你係真係經歷咗呢位神嘅愛。
It makes you want to do what He did for us.
原來你係願意好似你敬拜嘅真神裏邊去咁樣去對其他人。
You don't think about yourself
你
anymore.
唔再諗自己
You
啦，
only think about the other
你
person.
淨係掛住對方嘅利益福利。
And that is abundant love.
呢個就係豐盛嘅愛啊！
That doesn't come naturally.
呢個唔係自然有㗎，
That is not normal.
呢個係唔正常自然出嚟
That
嘅。
is something that comes from above and fills a person until it overflows.
呢個就係嚟自天上，係點樣係湧晒湧流出嚟嘅愛。
You know, he never got a big head about what he did.
佢從來都唔係誇張話我做咗啲咩威水嘢，
He was a humble man.
佢係好謙卑。
He just figured he did what anybody else could have done,
佢就話我做嘅嘢個個都會咁做㗎啦，
except that nobody else did do that.
但事實上冇人好似佢咁做到喎。
John 3:16 says, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life.
約翰3章16節話：上帝愛世人，甚至將佢獨生嘅兒子賜俾我哋，一齊信佢不至滅亡，反得永生。
God sent his Son into enemy territory.
上帝將佢個獨生子係嚟到呢一個充滿敵意嘅地方，
At every risk possible,
係冒着好大好大嘅危險。
because he loved the human race.
但問題就因為佢愛我哋，
That's us.
呢個就係愛我哋啦。
Jeremiah 33 says, Call to me, God says, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which you do not know.
耶利米書33章裏面講：你求過我就應允你，將你所不知道又大又隱密嘅事指示你。
God is real.
神係真實嘅，
He created this whole universe.
佢係創造呢個宇宙啊！
He gave you and me life.
佢俾你同我有生命，
He gives us hope.
佢俾我哋有希望，
He gave his Son.
佢俾我哋有佢嘅兒子，
He loves you more than you will ever know.
佢愛你係你根本冇辦法想像同埋明白㗎。
And he has more power than anything you can think of.
而佢所有嘅能力係你根本冇辦法明白同埋想像到嘅。
It really is our privilege to get to know him.
所以我哋能夠認識佢，呢個係我哋嘅特權。
Because now he left a record of who he was. He
因為
is.
因為佢已經留低呢個歷史，證明俾我哋聽佢係一位點樣嘅神。
We don't have to guess anymore.
我哋唔使再去估佢係點喎。
We have a book that tells us who he
我
is.
哋有一本聖經有個記錄話佢係一位點樣嘅神。
And the more you read it, the more you'll find out who he is.
所以你越讀聖經嘅話，你越更加明白佢係一位點樣嘅
And the
神。
more convinced you will be that this is the most important book you will ever
你會
read.
更加明白深信呢個係最重要嘅一本書。
Why does it matter to know who the true God is?
認識個真神究竟有咩咁重要呢？
I'll close with this. 4 quick points.
有4點我好快咁樣結束。
Number 1, because only a personal God will lead to meaningful relationships, not only with him, but with one another.
因為唯有一個屬於個人的上帝才會帶嚟有意義嘅關係。
Because knowing that God will lead to life now and forever.
原來因為知道呢個上帝嘅話，可以帶我哋現在同埋將來嘅生命，
Since he is the source of life.
因為佢就係生命嘅來源啊嘛。
Number 3, because knowing the true God will spare us from being deceived.
原來認識個真神會令到我哋唔會被呃、被欺騙啦。
That's what Eve should have spent time, she should have spent time knowing God so she wouldn't get deceived.
就夏娃應該老早咁做啦，應該多親近神，聽佢嘅話，就唔會被呃啦嘛。
And fourthly, because what we believe about God will influence everything we do in
原來
life.
我哋對上帝嘅信念呢個睇法，會影響我哋所有做嘅一切。
Jesus said, "This is eternal life, that they may know you, God, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom you have sent."
約翰福音裏邊講到話，認識你獨一的真神，並且認識你所差來嘅耶穌基督，呢個就係永生啦。
He is available.
神已經係邀請我哋，
He is reachable.
佢係我哋可以去接近嘅。
And he is interested in you getting to know him.
神係好希望你能夠認識佢啊！